let's dig into that Man City performance and result a bit more. That first half hour was sensational, wasn't it? There was a lot of talk in the build-up that, okay, Liverpool need a fast start, almost like a Klopp era start, and they got that, but with all the control of the Slot era, if we can start calling it that already. City didn't have a sniff until Van Dijk mistake, and then Kelleher bails them out against Kevin De Bruyne. Haaland was, anonymous the whole game, got absolutely dominated by Van Dijk and Konate. Is that the best performance of the Slot reign so far? Because it just was dominant, and 2-0 flattered Man City a lot more than it flattered Liverpool, didn't it?
Yeah, I think it is the best and the most complete performance we've seen so far. I mean, one slight concern I had going into this, although I was pretty confident that Liverpool were going to win it because of the two sides' form and the way that they matched up tactically. But one concern was that if you had one criticism of Slot's team so far, it's kind of been that they've started games slowly and worked their way into them. And for City, that could have been kind of an invitation to play their football, quieten down the crowd, keep possession, kind of try and starve Liverpool in that way and build some momentum and confidence within themselves. But they just weren't allowed to do that. Liverpool absolutely burst out the traps. And as you say, it was very similar to kind of Klopp football, really, and ran them off the park and, kept creating those high turnovers. That's where all the opportunities were coming from. Get the goal, should have had more. But then what I loved about it, the performance in general then, is that the second half was completely different, is that they were so willing to say, we can't really go at 100 miles an hour for 90 minutes. It's okay to let them have the ball a little bit. And yet in the second half, although the kind of possession completely switched towards City's favour, Liverpool was still the ones creating all the big chances. They weren't giving up anything at all, really, chance-wise, except that one mistake, as you say. So both halves of the game, they completely dominated, but in totally different ways. And I just think that speaks to the kind of tactical versatility of the manager, the way he's got the players on board with what he wants to do, and just how good and how difficult to beat Liverpool are, because they can beat you in so many different ways. And that's not just from game to game. You might take this approach in one game, this approach in a different game. It's in the same game against elite level opposition. And he just, took them apart in two completely different ways. So I thought that was hugely impressive, really.